Toka, Tequila, Jules, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Maybe you heard my little monologue. We're going to have a little bit of dialogue. But what do you think about the topic and the subject matter?
It's funny
What's your
how
take?
it's funny how someone can be married and they're still looking for attention, but it does happen.
Mm.
It really does happen.
Why is that?
It could be a lot of reasons. It could be like what we touched on earlier in the academy. We spoke about identity. It could be something internal. Maybe the person is insecure and they feel as though they need outward uh, uh, maybe cheers from others. They need people outside of their relationship to let them feel as though they're still attractive, they still got it, So it could be a whole lot of things. But
How
I
many
don't
people do you need to hear you still got it from, though?
listen, if you're in a serious relationship or if you're married, your wife, your spouse, whoever your partner is, their affirmation, their love, it should be enough, so go outside to
But
seek validation.
it should be enough, but a lot of times in those cases, it's not enough. No matter how much they give, they need more, or they need it from some external source. It's like a monster. It's like this avalanche. The avalanche starts with just a little bit of snow, and then it snowballs into something that just is bigger than just beyond just yourself. Toka, Tequila, what do y'all think?
Um, I I don't agree with that. I know that Aisha Curry was having this issue.
Oh, you getting ahead of me. You getting ahead of me.
I'll leave that to you then.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw her interview and I really felt bad for her because I could not relate to that. I didn't understand that she has this husband, this great husband that everyone loves, and he's giving her all the attention in the world, and she's worried about someone else from the outside. I'm like, I'm the opposite. If I love you and I care about you, I want to hear you compliment me. It's great. It's flattering that people that don't know me see me in the street and compliment. That's great. But it's nothing like having the one that you love and you care about compliment you. And a lot, and I got this told to me before that when I used to ask, "Well, why don't you compliment me?" And he said, it's because I feel like you're getting compliments all day, every day. So why would you need to hear it from me? And I'm like, that is the total opposite. Those people don't matter to me. Who matters is the person that I'm with. That's who matters. What they say, what they feel about me matters.
Okay. Okay. Tequila, what do you say?
I agree with both of the ladies. I think for some of us, we want to be complimented, right? I think the danger, when it goes off into the need, I need attention. That's where you got to take a look in and really begin to assess, like, why do I need this, right? Because it's like a void. You may think you need attention, but you're really trying to fulfill a void in you. And if you marry, your spouse, they should be the one who you need the attention from. So, I think to a certain extent, it plays to our ego. We all want to, like when we step out the house, we all want to be complimented. But again, if it go over to I need it, I need the likes, I need the attention, then that's a problem. That's a red flag.
That's good. Let's say, what do you do? Say, for instance, you're married to you got your man, you got your husband. Right? Let's say you're giving him attention, but it's just not enough for him. It's not just enough for your significant other. What do you do? The attention that you're giving him is just not enough.
I'm gonna direct him to counseling because just being honest. Because seriously, I actually was in a relationship with someone like that. I was giving him words of affirmation, just letting him know how much of a good job he was doing as a man, and it never seemed enough. So I can't, exhaust myself trying to fill you up. He got to fill himself up. So, I can recommend certain things, a book or a coach or a counselor, but he have to fulfill that need. He got to look within and see, okay, why do I need, and there's nothing wrong with compliments, but why do I need all of this attention? Because the wife, some of this stuff is spiritual, but the wife can't meet his every need. He got to look within and figure out what is it that's going on in me that I need to take care of, within myself, so I can begin to feel my own need up and stop putting all that pressure on my spouse. The same way how the husband would want the wife, how sometimes they say your husband is not supposed to make you happy. The same way how the husband don't want his wife to be dependent on him making her happy. It's the same way with the wife. She don't want to be dependent on him, on her fulfilling that need within him.
It's good. Ladies, what do you say about that? Man, you give a man all his attention, your husband, whatever the case may be, all his attention, but it's just not enough for him. What do you do? What's the alternative?
I would agree with Tequila on that. It boils down to self-love. It would make me question, does this person feel whole within themselves? Because if I'm married to someone and they feel that what I'm doing, I'm doing my part, I'm giving them the affirmation, I know their love language, and I'm fulfilling my wifely duty, I'm playing my role, and it's like what I'm doing is not good enough, then there's something lacking, and it's not with me, it's not with the wife, it's with that person. So whatever that void is, that person has to identify that void and work on it. And if it's a wife who is trying to fill someone else's void, then it's just going to be very frustrating, because you cannot make anyone happy. You can only make your own self happy.
Do you all think the craving for attention, well, we know it creates tension, but do you think that craving for attention leads to emotional affairs?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There is something to say about you complimenting a man more than he compliments you. I know firsthand. If I am complimenting you all day, every day on how good you look, how well you're dressed, how accomplished you are, and how you inspire me and everything, and I don't get, you look nice today. There's a problem. There's a problem.
So you're saying you're going to seek it from an external source, then?
No, I'm saying that's what men do that. Like what you were saying, if it's not enough. So what I'm saying is, if I'm complimenting and then I decide, you know what, I'm not getting the same in return, so I'm gonna pull back. I'm saying that absolutely the man looks to get that from outside sources, especially if they know they look good. They already have, women that's already like throwing themselves on this person, so they're already getting that attention, and they're just looking for the slightest little slip up in you so they can have, like, the justification to accept those advances.
And it's strange because in some relationships or a few marriages, they may like when other people like or compliment their spouse. I don't know why, but some people,
really,
they do like that.
Yeah.
Yes, some people do like that. And there's nothing
why?
wrong with
What is their reasoning for liking that?
Because they're happy they're with someone that other people think you know, either looks good or, you know, has a certain reputation, but they like having like an arm candy. So that's why they like other people complimenting them.
Right.
Yes,
I
and
see what you're saying. Yeah.
again that could be a way of seeking validation from others, because
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like you're looking to the world for permission, you know, to see, oh, did I make a good choice or not. I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, you showing off your spouse, but I think there needs to be a healthy balance.
Right.
Yeah, a healthy balance. It's good, you know, you show off your spouse, but it has to be a healthy balance, and there shouldn't be a need to want to go outside of the relationship or outside of the marriage to have other people affirm to you how beautiful or how handsome you are. And there are also some situations where maybe one partner, specifically in marriages where one partner has become so complacent, you know, they've been married and they feel like, okay, we're married now, so I don't need to perform whatever role it is, or the words of affirmation. They feel as though, oh, it's no longer necessary because you already know that. Similar to what Toka was saying, you know, in her previous relationship, because you are already married or you're already in that relationship, the person feel as though it's no longer necessary to let you know how beautiful you are, to go and buy you roses, and to, you know, let you know that they appreciate you. And when that happens, you know, if that partner who is looking for that need or that love, so to speak, from their partner, especially a woman, if she feels that her husband is not giving that to her, then she might be tempted to go outside, you know, going back to a previous topic we had a few weeks ago, and we talked about a wife wanted to, you know, have an affair outside or considering a partner outside of the relationship. So things like that happens, but it really boils down to how healthy an individual is internally. You know, do they love themselves? Are they comfortable in themselves? Are they secure in their relationship? Are they secure in their marriage? You know, this neediness for attention, I don't think it's healthy. If someone is very needy and they need others to let them know how beautiful they are, then it makes me wonder, is this a narcissistic relationship? Because
Mm.
usually those are the folks that crave attention.
But that's good. And you know, I think one thing is this. I got to ask this question. Is there too much exposure that you have, but also that people have to you for marriages, relationships to even last these days? I mean, you think about, could it possibly be that the reason our predecessors, good, bad, otherwise, however those relationships were set up, even if they had relationships, uh, 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 married, but he had a second wife, or she had a second husband down the street in the same boulevard on the same block, did those relationships last because they did not have as much access as our generation has? Could it possibly be, you know, that this cocktail of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of that on the block has now become a barrier to long-lasting relationships?
I don't think social media, you know, has become a barrier to long-lasting relationship. It boils down to the individual, because you can be exposed to a lot of people, but if at your core you are a person of integrity, you honor your vows, you honor your wife or your husband, you don't see some of these people.
Yep.
So, and to answer the other question, when you was talking about like how it was back in the day, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe majority of those marriages lasted long because they needed one another. The wife, you know, the husband or the wife, they could have been cheating, but they needed one another. Majority of the time, the wife wasn't working. She was at home taking care of the kid, you know, doing her duties in the home while the husband was out working. So even if she knew he had someone on the side, she wasn't gonna leave because he had the money. He was the provider, and she needed him. So, like I said, it goes back to that individual.
And these days, women got their own bag.
That's true.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to be whole. You just got to be healed and know who you are. You got to know what you need, because even when that, you can feel bored. You can feel bored, but you can misinterpret that and think, oh, I need attention, when you really are bored. You really have to sit with yourself and self-assess and see and ask yourself, what is this I'm feeling? You know, what is this? What do I need right now so that I don't cheat? So that I don't, you know, turn to social media or, you know, give in to just because somebody liked my post. Oh, now I'm just, you know, my ego just up there. You got to really sit with yourself. And like Jules was saying, you got to love yourself. You have to know yourself, and you got to know how to fulfill your own need. That's the only way how, you know, we begin to enter into these healthy relationships and marriages.
That's good. That's good. I'll ask this one on the way out. If a woman does not get the attention that she feels she deserves or that she wants in a marriage, is that grounds for her to file divorce? 70% of the divorces are filed by women. Is that one reason why she should get a divorce? I'm not getting the attention that I want. I'm not getting it internally. I seek it externally. They're giving me more love than you. Should she file for divorce? Is that grounds enough?
For me, that's not enough grounds for a divorce. It's not. It just goes back to the selfishness. I'm going to use the word narcissistic again, because I feel like, especially now in modern times, that is just the trend, the different personalities that we're seeing. You know, a lot of people, they're becoming more selfish than before. They say that it's a selfie generation. It's all about me. Even in marriages, we're seeing where it's all about me. It's no longer us and we in a marriage. Persons are thinking as though it's just them alone, as though they are still single. So if it's in a case where the woman is married and she feels as though her needs are not being met, then she needs to communicate in a healthy and respectful manner to her husband, so as to see how they can bring some sort of solution so that her needs can be met. There could be some sort of miscommunication. Maybe he feels that he's doing the best that he can, but he wouldn't know that she is lacking something if she does not communicate that. The problem is that a lot of women, we don't know how to speak the language of men. We don't know how to communicate efficiently to our men. So as a result, we become frustrated and we want to just call it quits, you know? So in that case, you know, I would suggest communicating your problems with your husband and suggest some sort of mediation through therapy, through counseling, through prayer, you know. And if nothing changes, if he's unwilling to change, then, you know, maybe you have to sort of maybe exercise some other avenues, but don't be so quick to call for divorce just because of that, you know. Just communicate.
Okay. Here's the bonus one, extra credit. Is a man's attention ever enough, ladies? Or is there always more? I need more of it. Even if you're just getting it from one man. I mean, can he exhaust himself from giving so much attention to where, well, I still crave it. I still want more of it. Is there a cap on it?
A cap on a man's attention given to a woman, or a woman given to a man?
No, a man giving it to a woman to where she's not overly craving it to where, hey, you know, okay, I get it. Or is she just starving for it so much? Can she be satisfied? Can a woman really be pleased?
That depends on the woman. The like you were saying, there's some women that are all over Instagram, you know, practically naked, you know, for attention. It all depends on the woman, how much attention she needs. What are her intentions? Why is she doing this? What was her upbringing? What is she lacking? What is she feeling insecure about that she's craving this attention? It all depends. Like I was saying, I didn't get that much attention in my relationship, and my relationship lasted a very long time. And so that wasn't means for a breakup. Like it definitely wouldn't be means for a divorce. So there has to be other, factors involved. That would be a very immature decision to make based on someone not giving you enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would just add, just like Toka was saying, it depends on that woman. If she know herself and she know how to properly communicate what she need, right? If she know how to properly communicate what she need from this man in order for her to feel love, feel affection, to feel like she got the right amount of attention, if she could communicate that to him and he reciprocated back, then she's okay. She's not going anywhere. But again, most people, they skip that part. They don't really understand themselves. They don't take that time out to really check in and figure out, what is my love language? Like, how do I receive love? Even when even when that need feeling is coming up, like, you got to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is this? What is this, so that I can begin to communicate this to my husband and give him that option to fulfill this need, So it goes back to that woman and, how she goes about communicating her need to that man. But every woman don't need a lot of attention.
Right.
Okay. All right. If y'all say so. I just always see, the women, on social, have camera. Ain't saying nothing on the camera, but just touching their hair, moving it back and forth. And I'm like, you gonna speak? You ain't gonna say nothing?
They love themselves.
The camera's a mirror.
Yeah.
Men do it too.
Men do it too.
Men do it too.
Not to the frequency and the level that sisters do it.
No, men are doing it too.
We're doing it, but not to the level that y'all do it.
I don't know.
Let's be honest.
I don't know, because think about the bodybuilders, the guys with the muscle, that's all of their Instagram posts are pictures without shirts on. Yep. So I don't know. I don't know.
That's a good point.
But let's think about the ones in the swimsuits though, or lack
or the
thereof.
men without their shirts on.
Let's just
lack
say
thereof.
It's a time.
Nah, y'all got us beat though. Y'all got us beat. But
well,
no, I go ahead.
They have women have men beat in that category only because slightly that's really more like a feminine thing to do, isn't it?
I would agree, but now the lines are blurred on a lot of things these days. So
yeah,
it's attention is the currency. Attention is the new currency. So, but I appreciate y'all sharing your perspective and chiming in on it, because we got to make some sense out of all of what is going on. So, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ladies. He say, she say.